Now we can start creating our login page so the user can log in through our application. And we will need to import first a few things. So in this component we will use effect and also the use state. From React Native we'll have the view, text and also style sheet. So we can style our component. And after that we will also use our form container. So we'll import form container that we created before. And this comes from 2levels up, from shared screens, form and form container. Also the input, so we'll import input from same thing, so shared, form, and this case will be input. And now we also need a button from here, and we could just say button, because then we'll be replaced in the future with the style component, but for now we'll use this button. So now on our component we will have our state variables first, so we'll say const, we will need an email for login, and we'll say set email. And this email, set email, will be a use state and will start as an empty string. Also need the same for password, so say const password, and you can say set password. So we'll do a simple authentication with email and password, also empty string. And now we can start creating our UI. So in our return method we will delete everything and we'll start with a form container, and we'll give it a title of login. So if you remember, we created this form container and we'll give it a titles prop, so we can have our title across the form containers. And now we will need to create our input. And for the first input, that will be the email, so we'll give it a placeholder enter email, so the user knows what he should enter there. We also give it a name of email and the ID of email as well. So after that we have the value, and the value will be our email. So this comes from the state variable. And on change text, so we can change the value of our email. So we'll be have the text argument and then set email to that text. Now we can create the password as well, so we'll have another input. And we'll have the same here. So we'll have the placeholder, and the placeholder will be enter password. We'll have a name that will be the password name only, will be the password name only, so password. And the ID will be password. Now, because it's a password, we don't want to show it. We want our password to remain hidden, so we'll have to pass the secure text entry to be true. So like this, our password will remain hidden. And now we have the value as well of password and the unchanged text that will be set to password. So text and then set password to text. And because the login here, this input is case sensitive, we need to set our email. We just come here and we'll say to lowercase. So for the inputs, that's it. And now we will need a view for our button group. So this view will have the styles, and we can already come here and create our style sheet constant. So it says const styles, style sheet create, and for this style we will give it a button group style. So you can say button group, and we'll have only a width of 80%, and we'll align items to center. Now we can call this style here, so styles dot button group, and then we will have our button, and our button will be button as the title of login, and we can close the button here. After that we'll have again another view. So this will contain the button to go to registration if we don't have an account, and that view will have also the style. So here you can have another style to give some margin top, so say margin top of 40, and then we can also pass our styles button group. And inside we'll have a text, and we can give some styles to this text, so style, and here we can create already that style. Let's say some middle text, give a margin bottom of 20, and we'll align it, so align self to center. Back to our text here, we'll say styles dot middle text, and we'll say don't have an account yet. So if you don't have an account yet, we will have now a button to navigate to registration. So button, give it a title of register, and also on press event, so we can navigate to the registration page. So on press props, we can give it some space here, so props navigate, and this will navigate to register, so the page we created before as well. So register. Yes, now we can save and go to our user icon. We see already our login form, so looking as expected with our custom inputs and form container. And if we don't have an account, we just navigate to the register screen that we'll create after. So it's working as expected.